make a Lady Dior. And also, I don't know if I ever formally introduced her. This is Lola. But I'm pretty sure if I was like consistently breathing in these fumes, I'd probably pass out. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are faking generational wealth and making a Lady Dior purse. I tried to use easy to source materials because I know of purse making, there can be a lot of things required. So I feel like most of these are easy to get, and I will link everything that I use in the description below. I really like how this bag turned out. I think it's one of the best that I've made, and I know that I've made a few purses on this channel already. So I hope y'all enjoy it. I will say this is a more complex project, so if you're up to it, I think you should totally try it. So I hope you like it. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on my social medias. Let's get into it. Okay, for this week's video, I'm gonna make a Lady Dior. I'm going to try to. So before I start, I'm going to just say like all of the plan. I have it written and I'm like holding it in my sewing notebook. So yeah, so first I'm going to make the pattern, and then I'm going to cut out the pattern. And I have the fabric that I want, and then to get the pattern, like the stitching, I'm going to have a like foam like fabric under it, so hopefully that gives like the puff detail. And then for the structure, I will use cereal boxes that I have deconstructed. And then for the handle, what I will do is I will do a little bit of stuffing, because I'll also use the board for that. Do a little bit of stuffing on top, put the fabric over, and then glue it onto the other side, and do two of them, glue them together, and then leave a little bit of space, a hole at the bottom to put grommets in. I already said that for the pattern, I'm going to do fluff and stitch over it. And then for the structure, I'm going to glue the cardboard. I'm going to try using liquid cement that I have. I don't know if it's still good, so if not, I will find a different glue that I can use and then let that sit. And then for the bottom part, since it's a structured bag, I will also use cardboard with fabric that is covering it, glue it to the bottom, I think stitch, because I think it is stitched, and then I will use purse feet, which I bought from Joann's, so I will link that down below. For the inside, the lining, I bought a like suede like fabric. It's actually in the corner. I don't know if you can, it's right there by the suitcase. I will cut that into the shape of the pattern and then glue that on top of the board, and then do it like if I want to add a pocket, do that beforehand and stuff. And then for the sides, I will have done like the same pattern, all of that stuff with that as well. And then I will hand stitch it to the centerpiece, both sides, and I will use my anvil to poke holes for stitches. I think there's a specific tool. I don't have that tool, so I'm gonna use my anvil. And then I bought heavy duty thread just so I can make sure that it is very secure and won't break. And then to connect the handles, because I will also put grommets at the top of the bag, I bought shower curtain rings that I'm going to paint gold, because you'll see the fabric soon. I'm going to paint gold so I can put those inside of the grommets. Yeah, so that's my game plan. I'm going to get ready and make the pattern, and I'm going to use the measurements from the website of I think the medium Lady Dior is what I am looking at. So yeah, I'm going to share all that. And then also the reason why I'm using things like shower curtain rings and cereal box cardboard is because I want this to be something you could make at home, and to like be able to like easily source the materials and not have to like invest in all of the like bag making supplies. So I'm gonna get started on that, and we're gonna see how it goes. Okay, I did the pattern pieces, so this is going to be the main part of the purse, the sides, and then this will be the bottom piece that will go where that piece is as well, or like that rectangle is. Okay, so the fabric I'm using is this, I guess, I don't know, originally I thought it was kind of like snakeskin, like, I don't actually know what it is. So this is going to be the outer fabric, and then this is this kind of like slightly puffed that I'm gonna put under it to try to sew the design, and then this suede is going to be the lining fabric. And to cut it out, I think I'm going to trace with a disappearing marker on the back side and then cut it out so I can try to get like as precise of a cut as I can rather than using the rotary cutter with the pattern on top. Okay, I'm about to do the stitching, so I am going to do, so it's pretty much 2 stitches going this way and then 2 going this way, and then in where these will intersect, there will be a diagonal stitch that goes through the middle. So with chalk, I drew out 2 lines roughly 1 centimeter apart, and then between each line is 1.5 inches. So I'm going to put the padding under it, and then I'm gonna pin it down or use clamps to put it down, and then I'm gonna sew. Okay, so I sewed 1 line of lines. So, but because the puff is now under it, it's really hard to use the chalk, so I have 1 centimeter pieces of tape also on each side, and then I have them spaced out 1.5 inches. Okay, so for the rest of the like pattern, I sewed with chalk both the vertical and the horizontal, so then afterwards I can just use tape Also, I don't know if I ever formally introduced her. This is Lola. I got a second cat. And then for the padding, I cut it for the sides. I didn't do it for that one. I cut it a little smaller than the actual fabric piece, so then when I put the stabilizer, I can fold it over because the edges are rattling a little bit, and I don't have to worry that, like, I don't have to worry about making sure I deal with that later. Okay, I finished cutting the stabilizer out of various boxes. So this was a Choco Pie box, cereal boxes, stuff like that. So I'm gonna glue it, and I have this contact cement that I'm gonna use, and I used it before, so I'm gonna use a sponge brush, put it on both surfaces, and then stick them together. And then I have some binder clips so I can put it on the other edge so I can fold the fabric over and have that so it can, like, I can make sure that it's fully like binded. Filming thing broke, which is why I haven't filmed the gluing, but I just wanted to show you pretty much what I have going on. I have on a mask. I don't know if an N95 is the right mask to wear from this, but I'm pretty sure if I was like consistently breathing in these fumes, I'd probably pass out. And then I have my fan on, and I have a few windows open in my apartment to air it out. What I'm doing, I just stuck down the other one. I put the glue on both sides. Technically with this glue, you're supposed to wait 15 minutes, but when I glued something else before, it seemed to dry really quickly. And then I stuck it down. So now for this side, because I have that one folded over, I'm going to put glue on both pieces, fold it, and then put binder clips, or just some clips on it. I think it is sticking. I'm not gonna try hard to pull it up, but yeah, it seems to be good. Okay, I just took the AWOL, and fun fact, I thought this was actually called an anvil. I was very wrong. And I poked around the edge of the base every 1/4 of an inch, and now I'm going to sew it to the bottom part of the bag so it can give that bottom structure, and then afterwards I will do the purse feet. Okay, a few things that are helpful when sewing the bottom. I outlined a line that I'm trying to follow so I can kind of try to keep them straight. Every few stitches I'm making a knot, just, yeah. And then I have clips on the bottom so that it's not moving around. And I'm using a thimble or a plier, a needle nose plier, to get the needle through because it's really hard. I'm sorry if you hear something sounding like, I don't know, plastic punching. Lola is in the litter box and I don't know what she's doing, but that is that sound, and I'm sorry about that. And then the last thing I'm doing is, even though I already poked the holes, I can't really see them, so before each time I poke it, and I'm poking it in the direction that I'm going. So like this time it'll be here, and then once I'm going back through, I'll poke it through the other way, so it makes it easier for the needle to go through. And that's what I'm doing to make this part be a little bit easier because it's pretty hard. Okay, I did the first of the first purse feet. So what I did is I poked a hole all the way through with the anvil, and I poked small other ones to mark where they are. And then I put the foot in all the way, or well, before I did that, I used an X-Acto knife to make it wide enough to put the foot in. Then I put the foot in, and using pliers, I tried to press it down as far as I could. So for the lining on the back, I traced out the purse pieces, so I'm gonna cut them out and then add some pockets and a flap. I also added like 1/2 inch above so I can fold it over and sew it down so it'll be neat, and then I will glue it down. Okay, so for the magnetic clasp, I've marked both spots and I put 2 holes with the AWOL, so I'm gonna put them in, and then they have this little thing on the back, so put that over and then fold the sides down with a plier. I will probably use an X-Acto knife to widen the holes just a little bit, and then for the bottom part I will be gluing it to the thing, so I feel like that'll be some security. And if I need to, before I sew this to this side, I might glue it as well. Okay, I finished the inside lining, but that's inside, so now I'm gluing the pieces together. So this is kind of crinkly because I put the clips, and also this material is kind of like getting bunchy. I don't really know how to describe it when I put it on, but I think it'll be fine. So I might have to go around the edges a little bit more, but I'm going to, like I did before when gluing the cardboard, put glue on both pieces, this piece first, because I don't want it to sit for too long on this one, put it together, and then use clips to hold it down, and then maybe because it's bunchy, put something hard like a book or something on top of it. So I'm gonna do that for the other inside piece, and then I'm going to do the body of the purse. And for the body of the purse, I'm probably gonna split it into 3 parts. So like one side, the middle, the other side. So I'm not trying to do too much at once, and so it's not like the glue isn't drying on me. I'm using the same glue, but since I'm home right now, I'm using the smaller version of the contact cement. I'm gonna be honest, I definitely recommend the bigger version because for half the price, it's only 3 fluid ounces versus like 16, I think. And it's really hard to get the cap off. Like my dad had to get it, and also I think it's like kind of getting glued shut. So it's worth it more so to get the bigger one, especially if you think that you'll be using glue in other projects, because I do think for the most part it's like a pretty good glue. Okay, I've sewn one handlebar together. I think this side is going to be the front because this side looks a little better. One problem I made at the top is that some of them are kind of small, so on the other one, this is the back. I'm trying to make sure, also this handlebar is just bad in general, but I'm trying to make sure that they're a little bit longer. And what I'm doing is I'm using the A-wall to poke a hole where I want to put the needle through, and then I use this mat to kind of try to gently push the needle through so that I can pull it. If you're doing this, I would recommend being careful because my mom helped me and she broke a needle, and then I also broke a needle. So you can also use pliers, that helps, but I feel like this method has been working pretty good. Okay, I sewed the handlebars together, so now I'm gonna add the grommets. I'm gonna do 2 here and 2 here so then I can connect them. I think what I'm gonna do is either mark where I want them to go or try using the hole punch to just like have like a rough outline and then carve out the region and then put in the grommet. So I'm gonna try to do that, and I'm gonna try to show it. I think I'm gonna, I don't know, the flash is on. I think I'm gonna try to connect the bag by like hot gluing it, the edges as much as I can, and then I'm going to stitch it together so the hot glue can kind of just be like a semi-permanent or semi-temporary hold for the stitches. I painted the rings gold and I put a clear nail polish over it to kind of like try to seal it in. So now I'm going to use it to connect the purse to the handles and I will be done. Also, I don't think I'm going to stitch the outside of the purse. I'm just using the hot glue because I think it looks better that way. Thanks for watching. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. The only things I would have done differently is I would have made the sides a bit shorter and I would have waited until I'd actually cut out the material and the stabilizer to see how big the side should actually be. And I probably would have used metal shower rings instead of the plastic ones, but I still think the purse looks great and I'm very proud of this project. I hope that y'all liked it and I will see you next time. Bye guys.